participants with this hybrid mod delivery of inauguration ceremony of this 6th International Conference on Medicinal Plants, Herbal Products and Hydroponics and 8th International Conference on Ayurveda, Unani, Sidda and Traditional Medicine, ICAUST 2022 with the collaboration of Department of the Plant Sciences, University of Colombo and the Industrial Technology Institute, Colombo, Sri Lanka. We warmly welcome with greetings for an enthusiastic journey with this commencement today. Behind this gathering, want to emphasize our theme as Vishwa Ayush Wellness or Global Ayush Wellness in this 6th International Conference on Medicinal Plants, Herbal Products and Hydroponics and ICAUST 2022. Hosted by YARE, facilitated by RCFC, Ministry of Ayush, Government of India and co-hosted by Institute of Indigenous Medicine, University of Colombo, Department of Plant Sciences, University of Colombo, Industrial Technology Institute, Colombo, Sri Lanka, Prince of Sangkla University, Thailand, University of Hyderabad, Indonesia, in collaboration with Department of Botany, Sri Venkateswara University, Tirupati, India, University of Bangalore, Indonesia, with the industrial collaboration of Urban Kisan, Hyderabad, along with the support of NNDP, New Delhi, to continue since this commencement till 9th October 2022. As an adjourn to open global eye on recent advancements in research and developments in medicinal plants, herbal products and hydroponics. This conference serves as a platform where attitude and enthusiasm interconnected with the full spectrum of drug products and services to explore innovative solutions and attempts with multi-dimensional strategies on herbal products, medicinal plants and hydroponics in professional platform. Actually, this is an endeavor to put our timely investigations among the field of research. Education is an investment in knowledge which pays the best interest which we can pursue through the journey of human revolution and evolution, said Benjamin Franklin. Today is the day. It includes new value to the global knowledge.
Once again, a very good morning to you, respectable dignitaries who are present here at this auspicious occasion. Ladies and gentlemen, as the Institute of Indigenous Medicine, proceeding forward with its discipline, have collaborated with the Department of Plant Sciences, University of Colombo, the Industrial Technical Institute of Sri Lanka, and the 6th International Conference on Medicinal Plants, Herbal Products and Hydroponics, amalgamated with the 8th International Conference on Ayurveda, Unani, Sidda and Traditional Medicine. Ladies and gentlemen, to move ahead with the proceedings and keeping the traditions of Sri Lanka, let's rise for the national anthem of the Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka Mata, Appa Sri Lanka, Namo 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 Mata, Sundara Sri Tarini, Surani Ati Sobhamana Lanka, Ranya Ganaya Mekamal Valatulu Piri Jaya Bhumi Ranya, Appa Hatta
Thank you very much for joining us. We pay our respect to our mother, Sri Lanka. At this beginning, it's going to be started with the lighting of the traditional oil lamp. Actually, today's conference will be a light to tomorrow's our generations to proceed with known innovations of the today's world. The lamp here is a symbolic harbinger to wisdom of the knowledge and blessed attitudes of success. The Sri Lankan cultural, traditional, and ceremonial event will be a radiant light to the path of research in future too. Our cordial invitation with honor to join with this event of lighting of the traditional oil lamp is to Senior Professor Chair H.T. Karunaratne, Chief Guest, Vice Chancellor of the University of Colombo, Senior Professor Priyani A. Paranagama, Conference Co-Chairperson, Director, Institute of Indigenous Medicine, University of Colombo, Professor K.P. Hewagama, Chairperson of the Annual Research Symposium of the University of Colombo, Sri Lanka, Department of Information Engineering at the University of Colombo School of Computing, and Dr. Dhammika Abegunawardana, Commissioner Ayurveda, Ministry of State Ministry of Indigenous Medicine, Promotion, Rural and Ayurveda Hospital Development and Community Health, Professor Patirage Kamal Pereira, Organizing Secretary, Institute of Indigenous Medicine, University of Colombo, Professor S.P. Malligoda, Head of the Department of Study in Ayurveda, Institute of Indigenous Medicine, University of Colombo, Professor M.S.M. Shifa, Head of the Department of Study in Unani, Institute of Indigenous Medicine, University of Colombo, Dr. Hashendra Katriarachi, Head of the Department of Plant Sciences, University of Colombo, Senior Lecturer Dr. P.R. Varathanna, Conference Coordinator of Sri Lanka, Senior Lecturer Dr. M.H.M. Hafeel, Conference Coordinator of the Sri Lanka. We are honorary invite you to join with lighting of the traditional oil lamp. Actually, this light will be a harbinger to today's commencement of 6th International Conference on Medicinal Plants, Herbal Production, Hydroponics, and ICAUST 2022. loudly invite a member of Board of Management of Institute of Indigenous Medicine, Mrs. Anoma Ratnayaka, Senior Assistant Registrar of the Institute of Indigenous Medicine, Mr. T. Pilian Arachi, Deputy Bursar of the Institute of Indigenous Medicine, two of the student representatives, and two of the sponsors for with this event of lighting of the traditional oil.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and respectable dignitaries. Space and time has been contracted with the present-day technological evolution, hence the global notion has become a global village. We feel the necessity of innovation. Novel innovations, creations will lead the pathway to the success and the well-being of the entire world population. Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to start the 6th International Conference on Medicinal Plants, Herbal Products and Hydroponics with the 8th International Conference on Ayurveda, Unani, Sidda and Traditional Medicine. Institute of Indigenous Medicine, University of Colombo have collaborated with the Department of Plant Sciences, University of Colombo and Industrial Technical Institute, Sri Lanka. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great pleasure and privilege to the delegates' distinguished presence here to be gracious with the head table. I cordially invite Senior Professor H.D. Karunaratne, Chief Guest, Vice Chancellor of the University of Colombo, Sri Lanka, Senior Professor Priyani A. Paranagama, Conference Chairperson, Director, Institute of Indigenous Medicine, University of Colombo, Sri Lanka, Chairperson of the Annual Research Symposium of the University of Colombo, Sri Lanka, Department of Information Engineering at the University of Colombo, School of Computing, Professor K.P. Evagama, Dr. Dhammika Abeguravartana, Commissioner, Department of Ayurveda, State Ministry of Indigenous Medicine Promotion, Rural and Ayurveda Hospitals Development and Community Health, Professor Patirage Kamal Pereira, Organizing Secretary, Institute of Indigenous Medicine, University of Colombo, Sri Lanka, Professor S.P. Molligoda, Head of the Department of Study of Ayurveda, Institute of Indigenous Medicine, University of Colombo, Sri Lanka, Professor M.S.M. Shifa, Head, Department of Study in Unani, Institute of Indigenous Medicine, University of Colombo, Sri Lanka, Dr. Hashendra Katriarachi, Head, Department of Plant Sciences, University of Colombo, Sri Lanka, Senior Lecturer Dr. P.R. Varathan, Conference Coordinator of Sri Lanka, Senior Lecturer Dr. M.H.M. Hafeel, Conference Coordinator of Sri Lanka.
Thank you very much for gracious at that head table. It is absolutely meritorious to having an effective and efficient leadership with dedication, courage, and intention towards harvesting the best from the yards of propagation in education. This steering to reach the success in the field of indigenous medicine by steering the facilitating the young generation with the timely essentials is really fortunate. Her guidance to novel researchers to breeds with best harvest in future is an incredible dedication. It is my privilege to introduce this commendable dignitary who move towards this betterment in the future blossoms by adopting next generation. She is Professor Priyani A. Paranagama, Conference Co-Chairperson, Director, Institute of Indigenous Medicine, University of Colombo, Sri Lanka. Senior Professor Priyani Ashoka Paranagama graduated from the University of California in 1986 with the honors degree in chemistry. She proceeded to Industrial and Technological Institute to obtain her MPhil degree in organic chemistry in 1991. She obtained her PhD from University of Glasgow in 1994. In 2003, she was promoted as a professor and subsequently in 2011 as a senior professor and in 2012 to chair of chemistry. Currently, she was appointed as the director, Institute of Indigenous Medicine, University of Colombo from 10th February 2018 to the date. She served as the Dean, College of Chemical Sciences and Institute of Chemistry, Ceylon, from June 2016 to October 2017. From 2009 to 2012, she served as the head of the Department of Chemistry, University of California. She is a fellow of Institute of Chemistry, Ceylon, and chartered chemist, Royal Society of Chemistry. Her H index is 20 with 1962 with Google Scholar citation. She is a member of several professional bodies in Sri Lanka. She is a member of the executive board of the Federation of Commonwealth Chemistry, United Kingdom. She is a fellow of IUPLC Fellow Program and she is an associated member of Organic and Biochemistry Division of IUPAC for the term 2022 to 2023. She initiated the Women's Chemist Committee under Institute of Chemistry, Ceylon from 2019 and she serves as the chairperson of WCC to date. She is the chairperson of the Formulary Committee of the Department of Ayurveda, Ministry of Indigenous Medicine from 2021 to the date, which is known as Ministry of Health today. She was also appointed as the chairperson to prepare the subject benchmark statement of Indigenous Medicine, University of Colombo by UGC in 2021. Moreover, she was awarded the Dr. C.L. De Silva Gold Medal for Outstanding Research in Chemical Sciences in 2015 and Professor M.Q.S. Sultan Baba Gold Medal for achievements in her research career in 2008. She is also a recipient of Presidential Award in many years. In 2021, she was awarded the Vice Chancellor's Merit Award for Most Outstanding Senior Researcher in the Faculty of Science. She has successfully supervised over 25 postgraduate students and still he is chairing this postgraduate strengthening too. She has published over 62 research papers and they are in indexed journals written or edited. More than 11 books or book chapters and published over 150 communications. Professor Priyani A. Paranagama has an unfailing research record with multi-sector and international collaboration and outreach. It's my pleasure and are grateful. We are cordially invitation with honor for you, Madam, Senior Professor Priyani A. Paranagama, Conference Person, Director of the Institute of Indigenous Medicine.
Ayubowan, Assalamu alaikum, good morning. Senior Professor K. Kataratna, Vice Chancellor, University of Colombo. Senior Professor G. Sudarshanam, Chairperson of the International Conference on Medicinal Plants, Herbal Products, Hydroponics. Chairperson of the Annual Research Symposium, Professor K.P. Kevagama. And all the keynote speakers, plenary speakers, dignitaries from India, Philippines, Thailand, USA, deans and directors of the University of Colombo, members of the Board of Management, chairman of the Industrial Technology Institute, heads of the Ayurveda and Unani Department, IIM, heads of units of IIM, participants of the conference, and all the academic staff members of IIM, other institutes, other universities, all administrative and non-academic staff members, University of Colombo, dear students, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the organizing committee, it is indeed a pleasure and honor welcome you to the 8th International Conference on Ayurveda, Unani, Sidda, and Traditional Medicine, 8th ICAUST, and 6th International Conference on Medicinal Plant, Herbal Product, and Hydroponics, 6th ICMPHP 2022, organized by Institute of Indigenous Medicine, Department of Plant Science, University of Colombo, Industrial Technology Institute, Colombo, and Sri Venkateswara University, Tirupati, India, from today to 9th October 2022. I'm honored to greet you here today as we decided to host the inauguration ceremony physically at IIM, as last 2 years we couldn't do anything due to the prevailing situation of the country as we face a pandemic quite situation. This conference is principally designed to strengthen the research collaboration in different institutes in Sri Lanka as well as other countries like India, Indonesia, Thailand, Philippines, USA. Hence, the conference will give an opportunity to explore possibilities about future collaboration. The participants also get the opportunity to showcase their innovative ideas, research findings in indigenous medicine, related medicinal plants, innovative herbal products, value-added products, and hydroponics. I also wish to emphasize that this international conference helped to gather new knowledge, value addition of indigenous medicine, and also improve the research skills of early career researchers. At this point, I would like to extend my warm welcome to our chief guest today, Professor P.N. Karunaratne, Vice Chancellor of the University of Colombo. I'm immensely thankful to you, sir, for your guidance, leadership, and unseen support throughout this process of organizing this event. I have honored to welcome Professor G. Sudarshanam, Chairman of the 6th International Conference on Medicinal Plant, Herbal Product, Hydroponics, and from SV University, India. And your participation is profound impact to this fabulous support to us, valuable guidance and direction to make this event a success. I truly appreciate it, sir. Because of his dedication, we were able to collaborate with other international universities and institutes. I also appreciate the support given by all these collaborative institutes too. And also, I appreciate the support given by Ayush from India to organize this event. My special welcome to Chairman of the Annual Research Symposium, University of Colombo, Professor K. Evagam. Your invaluable advice given to our local organizing committee time to time to organize this event is greatly appreciated. I also welcome our special guest, Dr. Anura Veerasurya, Yearview A&M University, USA. And also, I thank him for accepting our invitation to deliver a speech at inaugural session and share your experience with us today. It is my pleasure to welcome Professor Susi Endunu, the Rector, University of Abrak, Indonesia. I'm immensely grateful to you for participating in this inaugural session of this conference in Hotline Mall. It is my pleasure to welcome Dr. Sirimal Premakumara, Chairman ITI, and he also served as a member of the International Advisory Committee of 6 ICMPHP 2022. And also, I'd like to welcome Dr. Professor Radhika Samarasekara, Director General ITI, and also all the members who participated in this inaugural session physically and also virtually to giving us the encouragement, and also they help us a lot to organize this event. I would also like to welcome Professor Monitra Vila Krishnan from Prince of Songkhla University, Thailand, and also organizing secretary of 6 ICMPHP 2022. And I thank him for agreeing to deliver a speech at the inaugural session too. I warmly welcome Head of the Department of Plant Science, Dr. Ashendra Khatirarachi, University of Colombo, and all the members participate from Department of Plant Science. My special thanks to Dr. Tilini Pereira for her contribution and commitment in organizing this event success. I also especially welcome all the members of the Board of Management, and my special welcome to the Commissioner of Ayurveda, Dr. Dhammika Bigwardana, and I appreciate their guidance by encouraging our academic to conduct research in indigenous medicine. On behalf of the organizing committee, I also would like to welcome all the keynote speakers, leader speakers, and all the presenters of the abstract in this technical session. We receive many abstracts, but we have to screen them and reduce to below 100, and then we decided to continue this symposium for 3 days. And also, this conference, we dedicate one session to our students. They also do research project and also they need to get the exposure of the research culture. Therefore, one session, technical session is dedicated for them. I warmly welcome all the students to this event today. I will fail my duties if I don't mention about the energy crew who stay behind the screen. Organizing a conference at this level is not an easy task. There are many behind them, and they are the live wires of this event today. Hence, my heartiest thanks to organizing secretary in Sri Lanka, from Sri Lanka, Professor K.P. Pereira, and also two coordinators, Dr. P.R. Varathanna and Dr. Hafi from Institute of Indian Studies. And also Dr. Tilini Pereira, Dr. Ruani Mayakadua from Department of Plant Science, University of Colombo. Their contribution is also greatly appreciated. And there are many behind them, almost like all the staff members. If I go on reading their names, I have to read many of your names. So with the time limitation, so please accept my apology, but I greatly appreciate the work and support given to organize this event successfully. I also thank Professor Iluni Kewa Julige and Dr. Menuka Arawawala from Industrial Technology Institute, because they participated all the meeting conducted through Zoom to organize this event. Therefore, their dedication, commitment to host this event is greatly appreciated. I would like to thank all the sponsors for their financial support. It's greatly become a very big help for us. As you all know, this is the prevailing situation in the country. It's not the time to organize this type of event, but because of their generous sponsorship, we were able to organize this event physically today. And also there are many committees we appointed: web designing committee and water designing, publication committee, and also review committee, editorial committee, finance committee, and also the inauguration of this symposium, another committee appointed. So all of them, they help in many ways, and their generous support is great. Hope you all have the most productive days of interesting and stimulating discussion. I sincerely wish that this symposium be a great success, not only a chance to share knowledge and experience in your research and present at the conference, but also as the beginning of long and fruitful cooperation and friendship among fellow researchers who will shape their careers from participating in the conference. Enjoy the proceedings of the 8th ICAUST and 6th ICMPHP 2022. I'm sure this will help to strengthen the research networking with other countries and disseminate your knowledge and the research finding of the valuable research conducted by you all. And I wish conference all success. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam. Senior Professor Priyani A. Parnagama, Director of the Institute of Indigenous Medicine, for welcoming this delegations gathering on a more formal note. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my great pleasure and privilege to invite Professor Darshanam, SB University, Tirupati, India, for his address as the conference chairman. Let me introduce his profile in brief. Professor G. Sudarshanam joined his bachelor's degree at BVKN College, Chittoor, AP, during 1977 to 1980, and has awarded the master's degree in botany during 1980s, and Sophia College, affiliated to Barkatullah University, the former Bhopal University, Bhopal, with specialization in cytogenetics, plant breeding, and biometry. He is a PhD holder with advancing knowledge and dissemination. He has joined the Department of Botany at SP University College, Tirupati during the 1993 year. An excellent experience of 3 years with Professor P. Gopala Rao, his thesis on ethnobiological survey and phytopharmacochemical screening of selected medicinal plants of Chittoor District, AP, and contributory investigations of ethnobotany of Yanada tribes. He had the opportunity to work under the noble guidance of Professor B.N. Dhawan at Central Drug Research Institute, Lucknow, to study about the acute toxicity and pharmacology of natural products, and he had isolated and characterized pharmacologically active components for plants and National Botanical Research Institute for Lucknow. Sir, the huge master plan behind this success story presented to the globe today is absolutely a result of the great responsiveness, accountability, adaptability, dedication, and higher levels of communication this world recognized as a result. It's my great pleasure and privilege to invite you, sir, Professor G. Sudarshanam, SV University, Tirupati, India, to address this gathering.
Gentry of the genius, eminent intelligentsia. Good morning to all. Honorable Vice Chancellor, Karunaratne, I am highly thankful to you for allowing us to organize it in Colombo, Sri Lanka, with the collaboration of Colombo University. So this is my dream to make it happen since 2013. But now I try to mobilize people from various countries, and because of COVID, we are unable to join physically. But anyhow, we are making it comfortable with the online, and physically also it's a hybrid mode. So this conference is the support cause for growth and development of friendship between our nations. Nations like Thailand, Philippines, Indonesia, and India, Sri Lanka, so are getting together today and making this event successful. And I am highly thankful to my General Secretary, Arun Chandan, for making it happen. And I'm also thankful to Piani, Director of IIM, Co-Chairman, and Kamal Pereira for helping us as organizing secretary. I must be thankful to all the international organizing secretaries. There are 5 more organizing secretaries. So all of them have contributed for making this event a grand success. Now, I am also thankful to Sirimal Pramakumara. Our association is since 1997, when we have organized a workshop in IITI during 1997. Since then, we are associating. So I agree with Priyani that these type of events will definitely pave way to larger cooperation between universities and intellectuals, and definitely we are looking forward to organize it in future with the collaboration of Indian High Commissioner. Will definitely supports this type of events, so that the larger cooperation between our nations also develop. Actually, this I am very much interested on medicinal plants, because I have done my PhD in medicinal plants, and I was looking at tribals I am basically an ethnobotanist. Looking at the tribals, they are using the medicines in an effective way and getting cured. Looking at them, I really motivated, let me study about and then bring this type of uh, evidences to the world. So I started working on tribals. That's how I started developing interest towards medicine plants. And of course, still now the traditional medicine is doing very, very good. This occasion, we are trying to motivate all different aspects of medicinal plants. So this conference is going to be useful for motivating many people, youngsters and researchers towards newer level of research. Coming to next to ethnobotany, there are really curing the curing the diseases in the field, but there is no proper documentation is done. So the real traditional knowledge is lost almost now. So this is the time we should try to record in a better way. That's why I urge all of you to concentrate on recording this type of information so that it will be useful for the research. Mainly, when you do the research in tribals, I keenly observed one thing, that is process technology involved in the process technology involved in the preparation of herbal formulations by the tribes is very, very important. Time to time it varies. So such process can be, it is patented, it can be patented. This traditional knowledge, process technology involved can be patented, so and documented also. So number of us, we generally record this plant is useful for these purposes, like that. But this is a time now we have to observe, because we are not doctors, we have to observe how the patient getting recovery and how the tribal is diagnosing the disease. One of the occasions I was in the field, and one patient was affected by he was snake bite affected, so they are trying to rescue him. So the tribe initially he gives a tuber to eat directly. See here very carefully, depending on the situation of the patient, they change the treatment. The form of medicine is also changed. If he is unable to eat, then they grind it into paste. If even that he is not able to do, sometimes because farthing will be coming from the mouth, so he is unable to, then such situations they make a juice and try to pour into his mouth. Even that is not able to do it, the patient is unable to take, then they will simmer this paste all over his body, cover with the banana leaves, both the sides, and they leave him. I went, they have done the same, I was observing. So by the time I went in the morning to see him, whether he's alive or not. He's alive, working in the field. So such is the power of traditional medicine. So that we should not forget it's a treasure of knowledge. We have to process it, we have to patent it, then only that will be useful to the world, so that youngsters may discover new drugs. That's why this is very, very concerned to me. Other area, why I name this event medicine plants and herbal products and hydroponics. Today, medicinal plants have become threatened. They are no more freely available in the wild condition. Henceforth, there is a need to grow them, cultivate them, so that in bulk quantity they can produce, farmers can produce. So a lot of importance is given for the cultivation of medicinal herbs, so that they are available for the use. So because of COVID, nowadays a lot of people have migrated towards traditional medicines. We have seen no other medicine available. during COVID period, we try to use the traditional medicine. So, but problem is, while you are cultivating these medicinal plants, there is a problem of pesticides. Pest is available, so our farmers, they spray the pesticides. So the medicine which is supposed to cure the patients is now turning into a pesticide. It's having pesticide in the produce. So a lot of countries outrightly they reject this produce. As a result, what is happening? So there is a need to go for alternatively. So the other system we are trying to motivate is organic cultivation. So we know what happened in Sri Lanka during cultivation agriculture effects. So how best I can also help you? I am looking at the hydroponics, where we can use rainwater and also we can harvest the rainwater and with the 95% saving, only 5% water compared to the traditional cultivation, we can grow these medicinal plants. But there is a need now to develop different protocols. India is also looking at different protocols. Now all of us together, we have to start developing like tissue culture protocols. We have to develop a protocols for every plant. That is probably Sri Lankan plants. You can try develop a protocol which can give better yield, so that you can meet the demand of giving safe herbal produce. So that safety is very important, and sustainability also. So with the minimum space, we can do the maximum production. In hydroponics, we can improve the production to high level, double, or sometimes 20 times also we can increase the production. So in hydroponics, it is why we are looking at hydroponics. Very important, I feel. Like allopathic system, all the technology, all the research findings are incorporated into the allopathic system to make it better treatments, to give better treatments. They are trying to motivate. So similarly, in hydroponics, all the technological achievements are converted into very are used in hydroponics, like what is the temperature required in the roots, how much oxygen is required to the roots, when absorption rate is very good. Every plant they will take in the form of ions. So that potassium, sodium, calcium, these type of minerals they are taking. What is the optimum intake? What is the better state? What are the conditions we can create? The science research, science findings have given all these answers. So using this, we can now develop the best model by creating every type of atmosphere needed for the better growth of the plant, so that they will be producing better secondary metabolites with more medical potency. We can, so there is need for India and Sri Lanka, maybe Asian countries, to produce these type of medicinal aromatic plants, and then that way we can meet the demand. And then this is very simple. We can grow these plants, medicinal herbs, at your home, so that at your home garden using a minimum balcony, so that your production level be good. So I request our university authorities all over the world now to go and train people, young people, young minds, so that there will be a better future for medicinal plants, and we can do the better herbal products, so that we can make the herbal produce, herbal drugs popular in the world again. So with these remarks, I am thankful to one and all once again. I don't want to take much of your time. So thank you very much once again. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, sir, Professor G. Sudarshanan, for joining us on a hybrid mode and the virtual mode for this conference. Let me quote a few from Professor Sudarshanan's speech. there must be a need and necessity. Effectively using rainwater now, it's a need and it's a necessity because we are coming out of water and there are certain limitations. Sustainability we have to promote, and even medicines which are being used to cure the diseases of patients, heal patients, must be in the sense of medicine. We must move forward with the treasure of knowledge, and the power of traditional medicine must be highlighted and emphasized to the world. Ladies and gentlemen, to move ahead with the proceedings, next up, I would like to invite the Vice Chancellor of the University of Colombo, Sri Lanka, Senior Professor H.D. Karunaratne. Sir, before your speech, I may present you a short profile. Professor Karunaratne earned his PhD in economics from the Graduate School of International Development of Nagaya University, Japan in 2000. He also held a MA in Economics Policy for Nagaya City University, Japan, 1977, MA in Economics for the Department of Economics from the University of Colombo in 1992, and BA with specialization in economics with first class honors from the University of Sri Jawaharlal, Sri Lanka in 1990. His academic research focuses chiefly on entrepreneurship, international business, international migration, labor markets, income, inequality, and international law. According to the ResearchGate, Professor H.D. Karunaratne has more than 126 research items and over 246 Google Scholar citations. On international front, he is a recipient of Japanese government postgraduate research scholarship for 7 years from 1993 to 2000. He was an invited professor in the Faculty of Economics of Hosei University of Tokyo in 2006 to 2008 and 2016 to 2017. The Japan Foundation in Tokyo awarded him a senior researcher fellowship to conduct research at the University of Tokyo in 2016 to 2017. In recognition of overall academic and socio-cultural exposure to Japan, he was appointed as the director of the University of Tokyo Sri Lanka office by the University of Tokyo on October 2019. He was awarded the Foreign Minister's Commendation by the Government of Japan in August 2021. Senior Professor Don Karunaratne is the Chair Professor of Business Economics in the Faculty of Management and Finance, University of Colombo, Sri Lanka. He completed 31 years of service in academia and professional career by September 2021. Additionally, he serves as the director of the Institute of Human Resource Advancement, University of Colombo, and chairman of the Governing Council of the Institute of Policy Studies, the vice president of Sri Lanka Economics Association, president of Japanese Graduates Alumni Association of Sri Lanka, and the University of Colombo. Professor Karunaratne has held many academic positions such as the senior professor since 2017 to date, professor 2009 to 2017, associate professor 2003 to 2009, and senior lecturer 2000 to 2003 of Faculty of Management and Finance, and lecturer from 1990 to 2000 in the Department of Commerce and Management Studies of the Faculty of Arts. Professor Karunaratne has also held multiple administrative positions at the University of Colombo as the Dean of the Faculty of Management and Finance from 2011 to 2014, and acting Vice Chancellor from April 2014, acting Director of the Institute of Human Resources Advancement from January to May 2015, acting Dean of the Faculty of Graduate Sciences, December 2013, Chairman of the Sports Board from 2011 to 2014, Head of the Department of Commerce 2005 to 2006, Head of the Department of Business Economics 2010 to 2011, 2014 to 2016, Acting Director of the Studies in the Faculty of Graduate Science in 2009, and he also carried on roles as the Chairman of Summit Finance PLC 2016. As an affectionate guardian given by the well-grown blooming tree, shedding on the roots of the sprouts, our next dignitaries and generation is a steward exemplary to the future rootings of the Mother University of Colombo. His Excellencies in experienced administration with enlightenment in knowledge, responsiveness, attention, and remarkable dedication driven to make the generation to the preceding force in the development of motherland and whole world too is a precious thing to admire. University of Colombo, which is the first among the rankings of the Sri Lankan universities, is a realist behind the assistance and the courage of this great personality. This is the time to raise your voice And in this memorable day, I would like to invite once again, it's my pleasure and great privilege to invite the Vice Chancellor of the University of Colombo, Sri Lanka, Senior Professor H.D. Karunaratne, to address the 8th ICAUST and the 6th ICMPHP conference. It's over to you, sir.
Very good morning to all. Senior Professor Priyani Parnakama, Director, Institute of Indigenous Medicine, particularly coordinator, co-chair of the conference, and Mr. Professor A. Sudarshan, SU University, India. We have here Professor Evagamagi, is the chairman of the annual research conference of the University of Colombo in 2022. Dr. All other dignitaries, I'm going to short the time inviting all of you for my speech. Thank you very much for inviting me. It's a great pleasure and honor to address this conference. This is an international conference. We know the importance of international conference for a university like University of Colombo. University of Colombo is the most prestigious university in Sri Lanka. There are many academics who engage in research. I think this special conference has a very meaningful organization because you are going to use indigenous plants, indigenous knowledge, Ayurvedic knowledge to the international level. So most of the papers, I believe, most of the research conducted for these papers based on this particular theme. That is the speciality of, I hope, IIM. I think the India and Sri Lanka, Pakistan, these countries can get together for particularly unexplored part of our traditional knowledge, traditional plants, traditional biology. There are a lot of things we can discuss. So we know that this is the era of Asia, particularly South Asia. So largest population in the world is now living in South Asia. So therefore, in future, world should be led by the South Asia. So therefore, there are many unexplored areas in South Asia. In that regard, I hope the universities in Sri Lanka, universities in India and Pakistan, all these areas, we have a bigger role to play. So what you are doing is very important. The global role where other regions also, they are trying to learn from unexplored knowledge in particularly in these areas. So I think particularly this 90 years history of IIM and the Indian history of Ayurveda and indigenous knowledge, we can create many things to the world, many products, many new findings, innovations, and meanwhile, we need to go for commercialization and production, particularly going into global market. This is the most important thing because many indigenous knowledge is there, but the issue is, are we commercializing? Are we producing goods which for the important for the world market? So that this commercialization part, I hope you will take in future, and what you have innovated and what you are presenting today, please don't stop only presenting today. Carry on up to the particular product. This product development in university, a very important thing today. Otherwise, you see, we will traditionally produce number of papers, abstracts, but it will not be useful for the global community. So global community is waiting to see this unexplored knowledge. This is the particular thing in this conference. So I hope that you will be able to reach that destination. So as the Vice Chancellor of the University of Colombo, I would like to congratulate all the researchers who are presenting papers today. And not only that, these days in university, we are trying to promote more research among the academia. We have done Google Scholar analysis. I have presented that to the deans and directors, and it will come to you very recently. In recent past, we did a study on all the academics in University of Colombo. They are Google Scholar profiles, and we identified some, this era is very important. We need to go for data mining. What are the patterns? So that we will present for each and every department how is your performance and your scholars' performance and the Google citations. We are nowadays doing that study in University of Colombo because we want to go for higher ranking in university. The research is one of the important things. I think this area, particularly this unexplored area in our indigenous medicine, indigenous knowledge, uh, can be used to go into a very, very important level. So therefore, I hope that all the academia in particularly IIM will collaborate with us, cooperate with us, and to bring your knowledge, to bring your findings to the global level products, global level awareness. That is the most important part we expect from this conference. I think heading an annual research conference is not so easy task. I know these days Professor Hiva Gamage is hardworking and cooperating with. I remember that in 2014, I was the chairman of the annual research conference in University of Colombo. So it was very hard decision, hard time. So with our support, I think Professor Hiva Gamage is also doing great job. I appreciate because after relinquish from the directorship from the UCSC, he undertook this task, and all our Indian colleagues and professors, we wish our best wishes for you and for your collaborations, cooperations, and sponsors, and particularly Ayurveda department and other all who contributed, collaborated for this international conference. I would like to express my sincere thanks on behalf of the University of Colombo. So please do your best, and I would love to see many findings coming out of this conference as international product and internationally published, scholarly published journals and articles. Thank you very much for inviting me. Thank you.
Our sincere gratitude is to you, sir, Senior Professor Chair, H.D. Karunaratna, Chief Guest, Vice Chancellor of the University of Colombo, for your worthy, informative, and explanatory speech delivering, and especially joining with us by inspiring this conference today. The success we pursue today is realistic behind the co-hosted amalgamation with University of Abu Dhabi, Indonesia. Dear Professor Sushia Indrini, Director, University of Abu Dhabi, Indonesia, plays a huge role behind this successfulness of the conference today. Although Professor Sushi Indrini unable to join with us today due to an unavoidable reason, Professor Sushi Indrini conveys the best wishes for the success of this 6th International Conference of Medicinal Plants, Herbal Products and Hydroponics and ICAUST 2022. In additionally, Professor Sushi Indrini includes words to strengthen and encourage that each and every research career begins today also. Actually, it's my privilege to thank my bottoms of heart for Professor Sushi Indrini, Rector of the University of Abu Dhabi, Indonesia, for her convenience with the conference.
Next, I would like to invite Dr. Arun Chandan, the Regional Director, Regional Facilitation Center of National Medicinal Plants Board, North Region of Naga, India, to address the gathering.
A very good morning to all. Honorable Chief Guest of the conference, Honorable VC of Colombo University, and all other distinguished professors, organizers, head of the departments, and all other stakeholders who are engaged or are attending this 6th international conference. And my special thanks to Professor Sudarshanam, who is instrumental for all these, whatever is happening in various countries today parallelly. I would like to just congratulate each and everyone who has contributed to make this conference a success. A physical conference was planned in Himachal Pradesh in Dharamshala on the same dates today, but due to some unavoidable reasons, this had to be shifted to Amritsar, which is now happening next month between 21st to 23rd of November in the holy city of Amritsar in northern part of India. So friends, I work for Ministry Ayush, Government of India, National Medicinal Plants Board. It has 7 regional centers across the country. These are the single stop solutions for all activities related to medicinal plants. The noble idea behind this international conference, including herbal products, hydroponics, and medicinal plants, thanks to Professor Sudarshanam for conceiving this idea and making various themes related to medicinal plant sector. You know, National Medicinal Plants in Government of India is responsible to take care of all research, development, and promotional activities of medicinal plants. Reason being is, you know, there are more than 10,000 manufacturing units in India. Those are responsible for making Ayurvedic, Sidda, Unani, homeopathy, and Soarikpa medicines. You know, the indigenous systems, if we speak of them in India, we have now recently added Soarikpa. That is a popular Tibetan system of medicine. We call it Amchi system of medicine or Bhot system of medicine in Himachal Pradesh and Ladakh area. So these 6 systems of medicine, they consume raw material, which is 90% is being sourced from the wild. This is a serious concern for us. Since Biodiversity Act being in place, so there are certain concerns of overexploitation, sustainable harvesting, and you know, as a result, more than 100 species they have found listing in the red data list of IUCN. So Ministry of Ayush is catering to the industry or to the households or to the healers to help them to get authentic raw material which may be sourced from the wild, or more than 140 species they are put under cultivation in the country. We are working on certain areas like multiplication of rare, endangered, and threatened plant species through tissue culture. See, if I quickly mention some of other areas of research or development we are working on, I find this international conference is a pool of knowledge, is a storehouse of knowledge which can generate those innovative research which can be useful for the common man across the globe. Similarly, we are into making computerized database of medicinal plants and monographs. So even we are doing bioactive activity guided fractional studies of the medicinal plants. Sustainable harvesting, I told you. See, as Professor Sudarshanam very rightly said, global demand of medicinal plants raw material has considerably increased after the COVID situation. Not only this, but the Indian habits of food, the culinary practices of medicinal plants which are used in healthcare or in immunity enhancement, it's having wonderful business potential across the globe. So we have a lot of medicinal plants, those contribute to the food habits of the common population. Similarly, if we go for post-harvest management challenges, lot of good inputs, lot of scientific inputs are required for going for post-harvest management in medicinal plant sector. You see, if we think of cultivation, if we think of cultivars, if we think of varietal development, or if we think of some good genotypes, chemotypes, so lot of potential is there, which this sixth conference again happening next month will bring together these kind of scientists to interact, to bring out their experiences, to nurture their experiences for the benefit of humanity. Similarly, chemical and molecular profiling, we are doing it. Quality planting material is a concern we are most seriously concerned. We are having short of quality planting material of medicinal plant sector. So similarly in Sri Lanka or other countries, the same kind of problems, they do exist. We need to work together on these things. So one of the theme which today may also be being discussed is one of the issue that quality planting material is heavily required across the globe. Germplasm and genotype identification and conservation is another area. Authentication and standardization of crude drugs, a big issue. You see, most of the raw material which is being used in Ayurvedic industry, in Ayush industry, needs standardization, needs authentication, because a lot of spurious material is being thrown in the industry, and that is a issue of great concern for us. So, and even finding substitute for rare, endangered, and threatened species, we cannot play with the biodiversity. We need to preserve biodiversity. So the governments are finding various ways where we can go for alternatives of RET species. So similarly, I do hope that this conference is definitely going to bring together all stakeholders, all researchers, industries, and Vice Chancellor sir very rightly said, this is a time when people are looking forward innovative and new products out of these natural sources, out of these wild fruits, herbs, and all that. So we need to work together to find out all the solutions or the research to bring out economy back to the people in different countries. And in the last, I would just again congratulate each and everyone, and I assure you that next month we are again meeting, we are bringing these things together, and we will try to fill up the gaps of supply chain of medicinal plant sector across the countries where our all stakeholders are working. So my sincere thanks to you all once again, and I would like to congratulate you all from deep of my heart for the great success of this conference, which is happening today and will happen next month. Thank you very much. Namaskar.
Thank you very much, sir, for your praiseworthy explanations, especially on the importance and different dimensions of the researchers in medicinal herbs, herbal products, and hydroponics area. My special thank is for you, sir, Dr. Arun Chandan, Regional Director, Regional Co-Facilitation Center, National Medicinal Plant Board, North Region, Chagandanagar, India. The voice here today by Chairperson of the Annual Research Symposium of University of Colombo, Sri Lanka, will be really enthusiastic for the moment of that commencement. This is our cordial invitation for you, sir. Professor K.P. Hewagamage, Chairperson of the Annual Research Symposium of the University of Colombo, Sri Lanka, affiliated to the Department of Information Engineering at the University of Colombo School of Computing. It's my privilege to invite you, sir.
Very good morning to Chief Guest, Vice Chancellor, Senior Professor Kamaratna, the Director, IIM, Senior Professor Kama, and conference co-chairs, both in India, Sri Lanka, and Indonesia, and all the academic staff of IIM and the other faculties, as well as the participants both in Sri Lanka, India, and the other countries. And it is very nice to talk to all of you because this event is a very important event in the context of the University of Colombo. So University of Colombo has many research events happen in every year. And because a university is one of the main responsibilities to dissemination of the knowledge. And that knowledge should go to the not only the people who generate, but also the people who will reuse this one. And especially, this will help people for the more collaboration, cooperation, not only within the field where you are working, not only the field in the UI Institute, but the other. So the conference is a very good example. I'm really happy to see the collaboration between the three countries together. And this will show how we can really expand further in the future. At the same time, I would like to say a few words about this year's main theme of the annual research symposium. The main objective of this theme is to promote and further expand our research and also the capacity of the University of Colombo. Digital transformation, I think it's not a new word you may have heard. So the digital transformation and the innovation is a key thing that we really need to discuss, irrespective of the domains we are in. Why? The main thing is in the world history, the fourth industrial revolution is happening. The third one is coming to the end, and the fourth one has already started. We all know the first industrial revolution, where the mechanical changes in the society made a big change. The second one, the electricity, made a big change in that revolution. Computational technology created a third revolution in the fourth industry. So what is this fourth industrial revolution? And that is the way how we work and how we interact in the whole world will change because of the artificial intelligence. This is not specific to something for the computing people. It is becoming a common technology for everybody. The COVID has a big destruction to our society, but the COVID gave us a good opportunity for us to see how we can apply the technology in our work. This university was not closed due to the COVID, and the whole higher education was able to survive to some extent, even though we have a disturbance, but not in a big destruction. The main reason we were able to apply the technology and continue our work, and that gave us a kind of an opportunity to learn how we can use the technology to apply in order to continue our work, even when there is a disruption. Whether it is due to the health reasons, whether it is due to the other reasons, we can continue the work. And at the same time, we can continue the work in a different ways. Now, online education is not a new thing to all of you. And it's not only the online education, there are other ways, even the collaboration, even the research work is changing a lot due to this digital transformation. However, if we try to do the past thing in the present era as it is, that will not be a successful. We really need to think about the innovative approaches, apply the technology in order to solve the problem what we have. For example, if we try to do the traditional teaching using the online technology, it fails. As I always say, using the online technology, if you do something, it doesn't become an online learning, it becomes an online delivery. So online delivery will not be very successful. Where in the new technological area, we really need to think about innovative approaches to do things. Now, this will be one of the reasons, I mean, it's not the only reason to continue with that, but there are lots of other opportunities. The so-called digital transformation changed the whole world. Now, if I take it in one example based on the theme of your conference, I mean, the medicine plants, how really it works and can be applied for the medicine and how it can be taken for the different issues. And this is looking from the traditional medicine practices coming through the different areas. Now, for example, the plants studies where you do a lot of research work, but if you can collect all these data and create a kind of a good databases, not only with the direct data, even for the indirect related data, what we call sometimes the meta information, how they are used, what are the other additional data, and probably with use cases, sometimes, for example, the medical diseases, kind of in a way how the user surveys can conduct, how the people will react to the different medicines. All this data you can put in on a kind of a bigger database in a kind of structured form. Now, in this digital context, I mean, a human being cannot analyze all these data sets. In such a kind of a model could be developed, which will help us to automatically extract the patterns and the solutions, which is not possible to identify through the human analysis. And that will bring in a bigger unexpected results that will create a big effect in the whole society. So the research methods in the future will be completely changed, and we have to be ready for that. That is why the digital transformation is really important. These new technologies, as you may have, artificial intelligence is becoming a key, but it is not the only thing. Robotic process automation. Automation is the biggest issue. For example, analyzing a data set. Usually we do it in manual, but you can create robots, software robots, which can analyze the data and keep on reporting to you. Sometimes the role of a RA could be replaced by automated robots. These things are already happening. These are not something about the future. The future is today. So there is a bigger challenge for us as researchers to take these technologies into the what we really do it. And that will bring in not only a kind of a better results, that will change the whole world. And that will help us to collaborate internationally. I'm really happy to see that, as Vice Chancellor mentioned, a collaboration between Sri Lanka, India, Indonesia, and the other Asian countries, how these traditional medicines could bring lots of changes. Sometimes these are unknown to some part of this world. That's also the knowledge gap exists all over the world. But this online whole world, I mean the global village concepts, taking the things to the people becomes much more easier. So this digital transformation and innovation is something for everyone, because we really need to think about how we can change what we do. In a 5 years time, the whole world will be different. And I don't know how it would be different. Sometimes our job role may also change. Sometimes we may lose our job. That also could be happen. because teaching robots are coming, so they can send us home. This is not a joke; it's already is there, and even the researching robots could be created, but that's a different challenge. But robots cannot do everything alone. We will have to play a bigger role, but our role will be different. So we really need to ready for that change that will happen in 5 years time. So the main theme of the annual research conference is to take this message to the every discipline, because we have to ready for the change. So the University of Colombo, it's very important. If we really wanted to go upper in the ladder, as Vice Chancellor mentioned, our research profiles are very, very key. So then we need to think about innovative way how we can expand. That's on one side. On the other side, taking the things commercialization becomes a much more easier if you go with this one. It's not only the local market, the international market, and the international demand and the cooperation could be established. And once you have a patent, you don't want to produce, and you can sell the patent that other people will do the things. So these challenges we really need to take it now, and we really need to empower, and we have to learn. Not only you, I'm also learning every day lots of new things. So as an academic, teaching and learning should be a part of our life, and that will help us to identify innovative things. So with that note, I wanted to congratulate all the people who have submitted the articles and who are presenting, and I hope definitely this will help to create a new knowledge that will benefit the whole world and make this world a better place. So congratulations and nice day. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Professor K.P. Hewagamge, Chairperson of the Annual Research Symposium of the University of Colombo, Sri Lanka, affiliated to the Department of Information Engineering at the University of Colombo, School of Computing. Ladies and gentlemen, we are proceeding with the formalities of this event today. As we said, and the speakers have mentioned, the theme of today's conference being collaborated and moving internationally, enlightening the new knowledge, moving to new disciplines. So research should be novel, innovative, and meet the requirements that we need in the future. The future is today, the technology is changing, and we should adopt ourselves in order to compete in that particular manner. So ladies and gentlemen, next I would like to invite the chairperson of the Industrial Technology Institute, Colombo, Dr. G.A.S. Premakumar, to address this gathering.
Vice Chancellor, University of Colombo, Senior Professor S.D. Karunaratna, Director, Institute of Indigenous Medicine, Senior Professor Priyani Parnagama, Chairperson of the conference, Research Conference of University of Colombo, Professor Eva Gamage, the organizing team of ICPMPHP in Sri Lanka, all the invitees, ladies and gentlemen, good morning to all of you. I'm addressing you from India. In fact, I was invited by the organizers here to join the conference from India. So I came here. However, together we had to try our best to have the conference in India on the same dates, 7th to 9th October 2022. However, until last minute, we tried our best to have it as planned. However, the organizers had to shift the conference venue to another venue due to unavoidable reasons, so that the dates also had to change in few weeks. So I'll be returning immediately to join the rest of the conference happening in Institute of Indigenous Medicine. I'm really privileged and honored to address this August gathering today at this inaugural session of ICPMPHP Sri Lanka Sri Lanka chapter, and the 8th ICAUST organized in parallel to Colombo University Research Symposium. As you all know, we all know the medicinal plants and herbal products plays a very important role in the health care systems all over the world. According to WHO, about 80% of the world population depends on alternative medicines and therapies for their primary health care needs. Demand for herbal products, alternative medicines, naturals, health foods, nutraceuticals, and cosmeceuticals are increasing. WHO predicted a market of $5 trillion by 2030. Moreover, according to Newman and Craig, recent publication in the Journal of Natural Products, of the all new drugs approved within the last 4 decades, 74% of drugs are of natural products origin. Total drugs approved were 1,881 within the last 4 decades. And out of that, 1,418 are natural products based drugs and 71 are direct natural products. These information highlight the importance of the nature of international conferences for the development of the sectors in herbal technology, alternative medicines, and herbal pharma industries in the global healthcare systems. Further, with the ever increasing urbanization and competition for space, hydroponics, aeroponics, or vertical agriculture have become an important and a necessity to provide or meet the demand for food and ornamental needs. Therefore, ICPMPHP has devoted part of the conference to discuss the advances in hydroponics, which was met in a style by the Department of Plant Science of University of Colombo. So let me congratulate Professor Priyani Parnagama and her team from IIM and Dr. Hashendra Kastriarachi and her team from the Department of Plant Science of Colombo University, and Professor Ilmi Hewa and her team from Industrial Technology Institute for organizing a really successful conference to discuss advances in medicinal plant research, herbal technology, and hydroponics, which will contribute to Sri Lankan economic development in the years to come. So I really excited to see the level of contribution and the enthusiasm that has displayed by the Sri Lankan scientists, students, and so on. So I congratulate all of you for the successful 3 days of conference in Sri Lanka. I am eager to join the conference immediately, so I am leaving immediately to join you all in the next 2 days. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. The chairperson of the Industrial Technology Institute, Colombo, Sri Lanka, Dr. G.A.S. Premakumara, for addressing this gathering, joining us in a virtual mode. Ladies and gentlemen and respected dignitaries, today we are here with the 6th International Conference on Medicinal Plants, Herbal Products and Hydroponics, and the 8th International Conference of Ayurveda, Unani, Sidda and Traditional Medicine. While moving ahead with the proceedings, today's formalities give an important place in launching the electronic version of the proceedings. So I cordially invite all the respected dignitaries, Dr. P.R. Varathan, Conference Coordinator of Sri Lanka. Madam, you may head the delegation to downstairs to launch the proceedings of this event. I cordially invite Senior Professor H.T. Karnaratna, Chief Guest, Vice Chancellor, University of Colombo, Sri Lanka, Senior Professor Priyani A. Paranagama, Conference Chairperson, Director, Institute of Indigenous Medicine, University of Colombo, Sri Lanka, Chairperson of the Annual Research Symposium of the University of Colombo, Sri Lanka, Department of Information Engineering at the University of Colombo, School of Computing, Professor K.P. Hevakamage, Dr. Damika Abegudavardhana, Commissioner, Department of Ayurveda, Sri Lanka, Professor Pathulage Kamal Pereira, Organizing Secretary, Institute of Indigenous Medicine, University of Colombo, Sri Lanka, Professor S.P. Mollikoda, Head of the Department of Study of Ayurveda, Institute of Indigenous Medicine, University of Colombo, Sri Lanka, Professor M.S.M. Shifa, Head, Department of Unani, Institute of Indigenous Medicine, University of Colombo, Sri Lanka, and Dr. Hashendra Kastiarachi, Head, Department of Plant Sciences, Senior Lecturer Dr. P.R. Varadhana, Conference Coordinator, Sri Lanka, Senior Lecturer Dr. M.H.M. Kapil, Conference Coordinator, Sri Lanka. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the auspicious moment that we launch the electronic version of the proceedings of today's conference, the 6th International Conference of Medicinal Plants, Herbal Products and Hydroponics, the 8th International Conference on Ayurveda, Unani, Sidda and Traditional Medicine. We warmly welcome a round of applause from the respected personalities who are being here at this launch, moving ahead with a novel innovation, proceeding forward, being a challenge to challenge, being the researchers innovative and highlighting the emphasis of new knowledge in this multi-numerous discipline and dimensions which we can encounter in the field of medicine, plants, and even ultimately healing the entire world population. And this electronic version will be available in the website of the Institute of Indigenous Medicine, University of Colombo. And to present the compact disc, which includes these proceedings, I would like to invite Dr. P.R. Varadhana, Conference Coordinator, to present the compact disc, which includes the electronic abstract version to the respected dignitaries, including the Vice Chancellor of the University of Colombo, Madam Director of the Institute of Indigenous Medicine, and all the other respected dignitaries of the 6th International Conference on Medicinal Plants, Herbal Products, Hydroponics, and the 8th International Conference of Ayurveda, Unani, Sidda, and Traditional Medicine. It was a presentation of the compact disc, which includes the electronic version of the proceedings of this event. The conferences we amalgamate simultaneously, and with a joint collaboration and international outreach, we are proceeding with today's event. Thank you very much.
Sri Lanka endowed with many cultural events colored with creativity since thousands of years back, which already heals our eyes. It is the time to color our eyes and make hear to your ears with the beauty of Sri Lankan cultural dance performed by the student of Institute of Indigenous Medicine, University of Colombo here. I welcome you all, my dear students, to this stage to color our eyes and heal our minds too. Performing art is another talent as well as to develop in the field of research too. Thank you very much for covering this commencement as bright as much. His performance towards the development in the research is commendable. This cordial invitation is for you, sir. Our special guest, pre-review, A&M University, United States of America, Dr. Aruna Veerasurya. It's my privilege to invite you to address this gathering.
Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me? I guess you can hear me.
Yeah, we can.
All good, sir.
Right. Good morning, distinguished guests, colleagues, and students. First of all, I want to thank the organizing committee, especially the conference chair, Professor Sudarshanam, and my good friend, Dr. Sirmal Premkumar, Chairman of ITI, for inviting me to speak at this important and exciting conference. I really don't know how much time I have, but I'm trying to speed up what I have to speak briefly. As you know, the plant-based medicine has a long history going back to early human civilization. And there are so many popular plant-based pharmaceuticals we use in modern medicine. I guess Sirimal explained how advanced it is nowadays, and the use of plant-based products and the dietary supplements are increasing in the developed country. So the global market value for the medicinal plant-based products actually exceed over $100 billion per year. So with the various advancement of the scientific technologies, new equipments, new methodologies, we have now been able to explore more deeper into the medicinal plants to reveal more secrets in the nature. So without taking much time, I'm going to share some of my views on a debating topic in Sri Lanka on yet another medicinal plant, cannabis. There are many misconceptions in Sri Lankan society regarding cannabis, and I would like to share some of my experience with cannabis research in US and particularly in Texas. So I know I have been watching various the programs, discussions in YouTube regarding the cannabis legalization in asking legalization to Sri Lankan system. And so in Texas, it is legalized for research, and industrial hemp, the cannabis sativa, there is a type called low THC cannabis, and that is grown by the licensed farmers in Texas for various end usage. So we can use it for the CBD extraction, fiber extraction and the seed grain production for the protein sources. But there are a lot of gaps in the science and which create a lot of problem in the US system. So I just want to share that. Right. Before that, let's look at what is the cannabis. Cannabis was discovered first by famous, the father of botany, Carolus Linnaeus, in Indian subcontinent, and named it as cannabis sativa. And then subsequently, Lamarck identified another species called cannabis indica from the same region, the Indian subcontinent and the Chinese region. And then after that, the Russian and Eastern Europe found another species. I mean, this is how they described the plants at that time, when only the morphological features are used to differentiate the plant species. So originally, we had cannabis sativa, and then two other species were discovered. And then after that, the banning started. The cannabis was banned in various parts of the world. So the cannabis sativa, indica, and ruderalis were described using the morphological, basic morphological characters. And when you look at sativas are the ones taller, robust plants, and indica are more bushy type plants, and the ruderalis is very small plants. So this is how they described in early days. Right after that, the cannabis sativa were banned, and there was a gap in the crossbreeding and interbreeding in the natural the vegetations, which allowed a lot of problems for the species for its own survival. So after the banning, the cannabis was landed in the hands of various illegal growers in the world. So they only looked at the narcotic effects of the cannabis, and they non-scientifically bred this species for the high potent or the high narcotic genotypes. Now, actually, when we look at the genome, genomic and genetic complexity in the plant, we don't see actually the similarities what we saw in the original cannabis sativa. So probably the real original cannabis sativa genotype may have extinct by now. So far we have identified several major chemotypes, and there are non-narcotic plants used for the stem fiber oil seed production. They have very low THC but high CBD content. CBD is the cannabidiol, and I'm going to it later in the discussion. And these are the compounds we use to differentiate these chemotypes. And there is another non-narcotic type used for medicine. It has low to moderate THC and high CBD. It is also found in the Asian region. And then we have narcotic group. They have high level of THC. There is another narcotic group has high level of THC and high level of CBD, and they are coming from the Arabian or the Afghanistan countries. And then we will have the various hybrids of all these four groups, right? So when it comes to the nomenclature, even in US, now USDA or the major agricultural body in the country doesn't have defined varieties or subspecies genotypes yet, because we are still studying the diversity of cannabis sativa. And so in the market or in the society, what we can see is all these funny names, right? Funny names given by the seed producers. In the US system, actually, after they legalized this, all the illegal growers started become legal, and they started making money out of this, the plants or the genotypes they have. So they are all funny names, and these, you can see the funny names and how they have bred. And some seeds they sell single seed. In the beginning, it went up to $99 per seed, right? So all these names are based on, you see, the color and the smell. Cherry, fruity, grape, right? You see purple, and all these are according to the smells and the color. So that clearly shows the way they market various cannabis the strains in the illegal the market. I will come to the point why they make names like this in my later slides. So in 2019, Texas legalized industrial hemp. And now again, industrial hemp categorized from marijuana in a very non-scientific way, because they say, now this is all cannabis sativa, but when the plant is showing 0.3% THC or the narcotic active compound or delta-9 tetrahydroxy cannabinoids, and it called industrial hemp, and all the genotypes showing over 0.3% THC falls under the narcotics or the marijuana. Right now, we have to go back to the traditional medicine and the use of the cannabis in Ayurveda and Chinese medicine. At that time, the original the plants didn't have this much of narcotic compound or the THC levels. Even that, they used the various preparations to reduce the level and use in the medicine. But because of this illegal breeding, today what we have as cannabis in the market has over 20% THC levels. So some of the strains we analyze here showed about 40% THC level. Now you can imagine how much narcotics coming through this the illegal breeding. This is where we are very much concerned. Now, when Texas started growing the hemp, we started getting the seeds and the plant material, various part of the world and the various part of the country. And sometimes when we bring the northern growing genotypes and grow in the south, where we have almost similar climatic conditions, like in Sri Lanka, the non-narcotic one showed the narcotic chemical profiles. So this is the real concern we have. Sometimes when farmers started growing and spending a lot of money because they thought they can make more money, and some people almost spend all of their lifetime savings and invested on cannabis cultivation, and USDA found that they are not the industrial hemp and they are the narcotic type, and they had to destroy whole thousands of acres of crop. So now you see where this needs more scientific attention. Right. So when we looked at the cannabis, the phytochemistry, the major components are the cannabinoids, and then we have terpenoids, sterols, and flavonoids. These are the active compounds, and still we are isolating strange new compounds from this plant, right? So why cannabinoids are so important? Now, humans has something called endocannabinoids, right? They are produced in all metazoan body except in certain invertebrates, and the endocannabinoids help to keep our body in homeostasis. And what cannabis has is a kind of similar compound. They are called phytocannabinoids. When you look at the plant kingdom, there are so many other plants also showing different the cannabinoids, like Echinacea purpurea, electric daisy, Acmella oleracea, Acmella, right? All these plants has very, very little amounts of phytocannabinoids, and all these plants are used in the medicine also. Now, interestingly, the cannabis has more cannabinoids, and so far over 120 cannabinoids identified from the cannabis female inflorescences, right? And at the same time, the scientists made the synthetic cannabinoids. Earlier, they took the phytocannabinoids, and then they modified it and turned into the synthetic cannabinoids. And now most of the synthetic cannabinoids are made in the labs. And you may have heard the FDA approved Marinol, Durabinol, both are used in medicine to treat cancer and AIDS patients to reduce the vomiting and nausea conditions. So now you see humans has endocannabinoids, and the cannabis has phytocannabinoids. So when we look at the evolution, we can see the relationship between the humans and the plants, just like with the other plant-animal interaction. So the cannabis has a long history with human civilization. The plant gives rewards to the human gives rewards to the plant for their own survival. So when we look at the cannabinoid synthesis, and not all parts of the plant make cannabinoids, the more the cannabinoids are made in the teeny tiny trichomes in the floral bracts in the female plants. So that is why they harvest the flower buds for the use. Right. So the two main cannabinoids are the THC, delta-9 tetrahydrocannabinol, and the CBD, cannabidiol. And this THC is psychotropic, or the narcotic type, and it is really addictive. And in very, very minute dosages, it can be used as medicine, but more research is needed to work out the right dosage according to the human genome, or we need to study the pharmacogenomics. And currently one research group in Houston working on this study, and the CBD is the most important part in the cannabinoid group in cannabis, and that has a lot of medicinal properties to treat various diseases. right? So when you look at the endocannabinoid system, there are two receptors called CB1 and CBD2. Now, CB1 is mainly in the brain and the nervous system, and the CB2 is in the organs, right? So the homeostasis between these systems are done through the endocannabinoid system. So after the clinical trials in different countries, CBD was considered as a good drug, and then in early 2020, FDA approved a prescription drug. This is actually totally plant-based isolate of CBD called Epidiolex, and this is now being used to treat childhood epileptic seizures, and it works really well. And about 25,000 kids in Houston area or Texas alone got completely cured from this drug. But the problem is this drug is manufactured in UK, and it costs about 32,000 per year dose. So because of that, the rest of the CBD market started booming, and a lot of various cannabis-based herbal dietary supplements started coming into the market. Now, these are not FDA approved, and they price from $10 to $200. And after the cannabis legalization, main attraction was for these products because it's cheaper, and the producers started making various products. Now, when you go to the states like California, you can even have a cup of tea with CBD, cup of beer with CBD, but God knows what is in it, right? There is no regulation. So later in 2021, the CBD market in United States saturated. So the farmers couldn't actually sell any CBD extract they made for the products because they started making a lot of CBD, not looking at any other use of this plant. Right. And then when we look at the terpenes, terpenes are the smells. And as I said before, they named these strains using the different smells they have, right? And we identified a lot of terpenes, and some of these terpenes have very good industrial applications. And we have studied caryophyllene, mycene, limonene, the combination of these. Actually, these are the plant-to-plant messaging molecules, and just like, you know, sometimes when you cut the grass, you get the grass smell, right? And that grass smell gives to the uncut grass that I'm in danger because it is damaging. So the uncut grass can get their defense system ready in their cellular level. So those signaling are going through various terpene molecules. So we studied to use these terpenes in improvement of the greenhouse plant production, and we found in our vertical greenhouses, vertical leafy green production trials, when you release mycene, caryophyllene into the the greenhouse air, the plant started developing more secondary metabolites, which makes more flavor, more spiciness, and more aroma, and sometimes the colors also. So those are the actually secondary metabolites, very important for our human health. So in other words, we could improve the nutrition value of the crop, right? So there are a lot of potential of these terpenes in perfume industry, anything you name for the smells, you can use them. No one has started anything yet on these compounds, and there are a lot of flavonoids in it. We have animal research group in my team, and we fed the cannabis leaves for the chicken, goats, and their reproductive, the mechanisms improved, milk level increased, and the egg yolk became very, very bright yellow with high vitamin E's and all that. So we are still working on studying the use of these various flavonoids. Right. So apart from those CBD, the THC, CBD, there are so many other uses in this plant. Right. So this is the glimpse of the industrial hemp market. And in the beginning, they projected that they will have the higher CBD market, but now actually we don't have the higher CBD market in the US. The market is more going towards the seeds and the fiber, and also the chives or the hard fiber. Seeds used for the protein extraction. Fiber is used for the various products from heart stent, fallopian stent, skin grafting, scaffolding, to bioplastic in vehicle, body parts. And then the chives are used in building construction. And now Texas has several houses 3D printed using hemp, the hard fiber material. So this is the market actually now driven, because the CBD market is now saturated. So when you look at the users, now there are thousands of users, but the problem in cannabis is they only look at the CBD health benefits, where we need more science to understand what is happening, right? And so this is the biggest thing. But many industries has already started working on other uses of the plant. And in our research facility, we grow various genotypes, and we study the genomic complexities. And it is a dioecious plant. We have female plant, male plants, and we found sometimes they interchange the sex also. According to the growing condition. So we have hermaphrodite or the bisexual plants also in the growing fields. And a lot of pests there. Just want to get you an idea. We are still identifying a lot of different type of pests in Texas, and a lot of diseases, right? And this is one of the most important thing. Like botrytis is very common in the flower buds, and sometimes they extract these flower buds for the CBD, and then mycotoxin goes to the extraction. So now you can see the safety of the CBD products, uncontrolled, non-FDA approved product quality when they use these low quality material for the extraction. A lot of viruses, bacteria, like in any other crop, you see everything there. And so we study the morphometrics. We started studying from basic morphometrics, and then we go through the ultrastructure, and then DNA fingerprinting, chemical fingerprinting, to identify the complexity and try to find the best performing strains for Texas, and best strains for the various end usage. So there are a lot of overlapping in leaf morphology and leaf arrangement. You see, it is very, very complex. Leaf sizes, shapes, number of leaflets, a lot of variations. So we found three major groups: broadleaf drug type, narrow leaf drug type, and then the industrial hemp. And there are so many in between these genotypes. And you see the fruit and seed morphology, very, very variable. There are so many different shapes, arrangements, and the seeds also, the sizes and their protein content, the chemical profiling in the seeds also very, very complex. And we looked at the stem, the biomass, and how much fiber it has. So that is also very, very variable. And we did this to identify the best fiber producing strains. And then we looked at the fine fibers, and we characterized the fiber quality using the mechanical, the tensile strength values and the fiber yield. And we found some of good promising strains for the fiber. And we developed the herbarium repository, fiber extracted fiber repository, and the herd fiber repository for the Texas. And this keeps growing, and this is available for all the industry and the farmers, those who can't identify the strain, at least to the major groups. They can reach us and work with us to identify them correctly. And then we use chemical profiling, and terpene diversity is very high. These are very preliminary data. You see, you can use certain the terpenes as the marker compound to differentiate these various the strains. That is why the illegal growers use these aromatic or the fragrance tones to identify them. This is still under investigation, and these are the major terpene markers we have identified from our research samples, right? So this is what we are doing. So what I have to tell the message is, before legalizing the cannabis in a country like Sri Lanka, we need especially the Ayurveda, Western medical professionals and the scientists need to get together and work on what are the genotypes available in Sri Lanka first, before bringing anything from outside to the country, and try to understand their characteristics and see, who knows, sometimes we might find some interesting genetic makeups, because we are an island and the plants are reproductively isolated for a long time. We might find some unique cannabis strain in the country. But the bad part is all these illegal growings in Sri Lanka also targeted for the narcotic types. So there is a now even in US, in the Texas particularly, we have a big issue when it legalized. Everyone, the grower needs to get a permit from the USDA. Even I had to get a permit from the USDA to grow for research. But most of the growers started growing the narcotic type, and they started selling it, off market, and there is no way of identifying them, right in the field. There are big risks in a country like Sri Lanka. So more science is needed. The best thing is to get it legalized for the scientific research in the country. Like Ayurveda can use it for the scientific studies before it started as a commercial crop. So I will end up my talk from there. And if anyone needs any more information, or anyone needs to collaborate on science in cannabis, and please contact me at any time. I'm more than happy to give my full support for the research in the country. And I have another happy announcement. Professor Sudarshanam and Dr. Premakumar, we have been discussing a few years ago to continue this wonderful conference. Next year, I'm planning to host the 7th conference in Houston, Texas. So I hope to see you everyone next year in Houston, Texas, for a good brainstorming session. And probably we can visit all these research facilities, cannabis growing facilities, processing facilities in Houston area. Thank you so much. I hope I didn't take much time.
Thank you very much, sir. Dr. Arunavira Surya, Professor and Chair of the Plant, Environmental Sciences and Research Leader in Cannabis Research Program. So ladies and gentlemen, moving ahead with the conference, next up is Professor Montreal Liran Priyansak, Organizing Secretary of Thailand, Prince of Songkhla University, Thailand. I cordially invite you, Professor, to deliver your valuable speech.
Vice Chancellor of University of Colombo and representative of Institute of Indigenous Medicine, University of Colombo, Sri Lanka, representative of SV University, India, representative of Universitas Abdurrahman, Indonesia, representative of RCFC, India, representative of Department of Information Engineering, UCSC, Sri Lanka, representative of Industrial Technology Institute, Sri Lanka, chairpersons and co-chairpersons, organizers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Prince of Songkhla University, Thailand, it's my honor to be part and welcome all of you to the 6th International Conference on Medicinal Plants, Herbal Products and Hydroponics, and the 8th ICAUST. Thank you for Professor Sudarshanam for linking this academic cooperation. Also, I appreciate University of Colombo for having me joining this event. The relationship between Sri Lanka and Thailand appears for a long time, traced back to the ancient Tambalinga kingdom, where both countries shared politically and religiously issues. In the modern days, the two countries have established diplomatic ties, as well as economics, investment, tourism, humanitarian aid, and national reconstruction, social and cultural relations, and most importantly, academic cooperation since 1961. Those have eventually built a strong, priceless relationship between us. May I give a brief introduction about Prince of Songkhla University, or PSU. PSU is the first university in southern of Thailand. The original aims of the university were to raise the general education standards and to support regional industry and development. Today, PSU is a leading public university committed to academic excellence, reputable research and innovation. This leads us to becoming one of the 9 national research universities and being among the top 10 comprehensive universities in Thailand. Therefore, it is our privilege to be co-hosting this international conference. We are more than glad to be part of this academic cooperation and being able to participate in the international dissemination of academic works. On behalf of PSU, I wish the conference successful, leading to exchanges in extensive knowledge and academic experience, and founding a platform to build future collaborations. Ladies and gentlemen, last but not least, Prince of Songkhla University as a co-host will be organizing a virtual poster conference on 21st to 23rd of November. I would like to take this opportunity to officially invite everyone to the event. Thank you and hope to see you in the virtual poster conference. ขอบคุณค่ะ
Our gratefulness is for you, Professor Montreal-Pilsak, Organizing Secretary, Thailand, Prince of Songkhla University, Thailand, behind your important, informative words shot was here. Today is an invincible day for all of us that you are beginning to novel values to realize the importance of the methodical development of field of research. This is the time for us all to encounter our multi-spectrums in different fields for the betterment of the future globe with our maximum involvement in field of research. The necessary background is built here with this conference. Absolutely, this is my pleasure to invite you, sir. Professor Patirage Kamal Pereira, Organizing Secretary, Institute of Indigenous Medicine, University of Colombo, Sri Lanka, to discuss the gathering with vote of thanks.
So, ladies and gentlemen, it's such an honor to deliver a vote of thanks in this inauguration ceremony of 6th International Conference of Medicinal Plants, Herbal Products and Hydroponics. Actually, we are telling that ICMPHP 6 2020. This year, our conference simultaneously co-hosted by the Institute of Indigenous Medicine, University of Colombo, the Department of Plant Sciences, University of Colombo, in Sri Lanka, then again Industrial Technology Institute, ITI, Colombo, Sri Lanka. Not only that, the Prince of Songkhla University, Thailand, the University of Indonesia, in collaboration with Department of Botany, Sri Venkateswara University, Tirupati, India, and University Bengkulu, Indonesia. So further this year, the ICMPH 6 links with 8th International Conference on Ayurveda, Unani, Sidda, and Traditional Medicine. Then again, with this valued directions and commitment to success of this conference further. Then I would extend my sincere thanks to associate country organizers who come up with help and proactive solutions for this critical stage, especially on our motherland in this situation. You can see that they will help us to concern especially the conference registration process for Sri Lankans with the special concessions. Further, I would like to thank all the invited speakers from locally and internationally sharing their innovative ideas and well-wishers for the success of this event. Again, my sincere thanks to Prof. Eva Gamage, the Chairman, Annual Research Symposium 2020, the University of Colombo, be with us his busy schedules while engaging in other conferences today. Further, I extend my gratitude and sincere thanks to institutional academics and other institutional members of IIM who have given maximum support to organize this event. Also, I would like to give my special thanks to our editorial team, the chairperson, Dr. Kumudu Veerasekara, and her team members, and inauguration event coordinator, Dr. Nandini Koduthuaku, and their team members who were involved immensely with their hard works to success this event. Further, I would extend my sincere thanks to our institutional information technology unit, especially that Mr. Ruan and their team. They have done well within this current new normal situation. Thank you all. I extend my sincere thanks to our sponsors who come up firmly to help us even with this critical time. Then again, my sincere thanks to each of you attending ICMPHP 6 and bringing your experiences and expertise to this scientific gathering. Throughout the conference, I request you to stay engaged, keep us proactive, and help us bring out more such successful events in the coming days. My personal admiration and gratitude to go to all of you. Once again, maybe it's working now. Yes. Once again, I can summarize all the things now because of this situation. Once again, my deep thanks to everyone who planned, organized, cooked, catered, served, marched, spoke, performed, showed up, smiled, and welcomed so warmly. Thank you very much. Sorry about these things happen that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Professor Patrike Kamal Pereira, Organizing Secretary, Institute of Indigenous Medicine, University of Colombo, Sri Lanka, for delivering of the word of thanks. It is our pleasure to see you in here as an enthusiastic scientist and eager learners with new views, who see the world in different aspects, scoping on solving global matters with a scientific manner, to achieve the global requirements to compensate the living being. It is our responsibility to be a server to our land of breath, as such with the highest standards. We, as Institute of Indigenous Medicine, University of Colombo, provide the accommodation to make this intention into a reality. Today, it commenced with this endure. You will be part with this light of novel researchers from today in a way of specific virtual and on-site sessions in this hybrid conference mode till 9th October 2022.
Global Ayush Wellness, the theme of this conference. Ladies and gentlemen, in collaboration with the 6th International Conference on Medicinal Plants, Herbal Products and Hydroponics, and the 8th International Conference on Ayurveda, Unani, Sidda and Traditional Medicine, the Institute of Indigenous Medicine, University of Colombo, been proudly collaborated with the Department of Plant Sciences, University of Colombo, and Industrial Technology Institute, Sri Lanka. So, ladies and gentlemen, as the concluding remarks of this inaugural ceremony, I would like to emphasize a small thing. If you are given a carrot, an egg, and some coffee beans, put it into water separate glasses of water. After some time, you will notice the water is boiling, the carrot softens, the egg hardens, and the coffee beans change the color of the glass vessel, the water content inside it. When the situations of around us are changing intermittently and different dimensions of disciplines are continuously affecting the forward march or the existence of a certain thing, if we are being affected like the carrot being softened, it's no use. If we are being hardened despite of the changes of this environment, that is good. But if we can change the surrounding, if we can change the environment according to our needs, desires, and perspectives, I think that is the thing that we should do. Researchers often see the problems seen by the ordinary people. We also might have seen different disciplines, different approaches. And even if you see this theme around the decorations will be the butterfly flowers. You might have seen, I'm also seen. We all know what the butterfly flower is, but researcher, he will emphasize the need. He will analyze something different from that flower. He will highlight the importance and do some needful to the society. Ladies and gentlemen, the flowers are everywhere. You can see it glamours with blue. But the blue glamoring thing will be emphasized to the society with the innovative skills, new dimensional approaches of the researchers. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my great pleasure and privilege to host this conference. And we move with the future proceedings of this conference, and you'll be joining with other sessions as well. So respected dignitaries who are present here at this auspicious moment, and the Institute of Indigenous Medicine standing here with its history of more than 9 decades, celebrating the excellence, pride, and discipline of research culture. We have academics, we have professionals, we have built emerging personalities in the discipline of research. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining with this inaugural session of the 8th International Conference of Ayurveda, Unani, Sidda, and Traditional Medicine, and the 6th International Conference of Medicinal Plants, Herbal Products, and Hydroponics. So thank you very much once again for joining with us. Despite of the challenges being faced by the country and even National Institute proceeding forward, we conducted this session in a hybrid mode, collaboratively joined with many disciplines, giving emphasis to the Ayurveda sector, herbal plants, highlighting the dimensions, and even respecting the disciplinary traditions of the research. We have collaborated with immense dedication and courage with several countries of the world, Asian countries, to remark the importance of global Ayush wellness. Thank you very much once again for joining with us. Stay tuned with the rest of the proceedings, and your refreshments will be ready. Please wait here for a couple of moments and we will proceed with the session. Thank you very much.